Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now I am going to explain about Indonesian culture. Indonesia is a large country with around 17,000 islands from the west Sabang to the east Merauke. It has various ethnic norms, languages, and cultures based on their various geographical background. Dance, music, martial arts, and costume become the identity of Indonesia, which was known as Nusantara. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the geographical spot in Indonesia. We have from Aceh Nanggro Darussalam until Papua or Irian Jaya. Ladies and gentlemen, in Indonesia, dance, or we call it as tari, reflects the country's diversity of ethnicities and cultures. There are more than 300 ethnic groups in Indonesia. Austronesian roots and Melanesian tribal forms are visible, and influences ranging from neighboring Asian and even Western styles through colonizations. Each ethnic group has its own dances. There are more than 3,000 original dance forms in Indonesia. The old tradition of dance and drama are being preserved in the many dance schools which flourish not only in the courts but also in the modern government-run or supervised art academies. For classification purposes, the dances of Indonesia can be divided according to several aspects. In historical aspect, it can be divided into three areas: the prehistoric-tribal era, the Hindu-Buddhist era, and the era of Islam. According to these patterns, it can be divided into two genres: court dance and folk dance. In each tradition, Indonesian dances can be divided into two types: traditional dance and contemporary dance. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the distinction of time. Prehistoric dance. Dance in Indonesia are believed by many scholars to have had their beginning in rituals and religious worship. Such dances are usually based on rituals like the war dances, the dance of witch doctors, and dance to call for rain, or any agriculture-related rituals such as Hudak dance, ritual of Dayak people. War dances such as Sakalele of Maluku and Kebasar dance of Minahasa, North Sulawesi. Others are inspired by nature, such as the Tari Marak, Pival dance of West Java. Ancient forms are usually characterized by repetitive movements like the Tortor dance of Batak people of North Sumatra. The dancing also is meant to let the human's inner spirit come out and also to calm or appease the spirits. Some of the tribal dances involve a trance-mental condition which interpreted as channeling the spirits through the dancer's body movements. Tari Sanghyang Dedari, a special dance of Bali, in which the dancers are pre-pubescent girls in trance, chasing away bad spirits. The dance of Kuda Lumbing and Keris dance also involve trance. So in many parts of Indonesia, we have dancing with trancing spirits. Okay, and the second era, we have Hindu-Buddha era. They incorporated stories of Ramayana, Mahabharata, and also Panji cycles into dance drama, which is called Sendra Tari, or sometimes simply translated as ballet, such as Ramayana ballet of Java and Bali. Highly stylized methods of dance were developed and are still obvious nowadays, especially in the island of Java and Bali. The Javanese Ramayana dance drama is regularly staged and performed in 9th century Prambanan Temple compound Yogyakarta, while its Balinese counterpart is also performed in the various Balinese temples throughout the island. The Javanese Wayang Wong dance drama took stories from the episodes of Ramayana or Mahabharata Hindu epic. However, the dances are distinct to those of Indian. While hand gestures are still very important, Indonesian dancers do not have the Indian attention to mudra. Instead, the dances incorporated local forms. Javanese court dances stress on graceful and slow movement, while the dances of Balinese court are more dynamic and very expressive. The Javanese sacred ritual dance of Budaya has a very gentle and elegant move. It is believed to have its root in 14th century Majapahit court or probably earlier, which originated as ritual dance performed by virgins to worship Hindu deities such as Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu. And then the third era, we have Islam era. Even as the new religion of Islam gradually penetrated the region, the native and Dharma dances continued to be popular. Artists and performers would still use the style of the previous eras, making changes in story, which took an Islamic turn, and clothing, which became more modest in respect of Islamic teachings. This change is obvious in Tari, Persembahan from Jambi. The dancers are still adorned with the intricate gold of the Hindu-Buddhist era, but the clothing is more modest. The new era brought newer styles of dance. Zapin dances of the Malay people and Acehnes Tari Saman adopted dance style and music typical of Arabia and Persia, and combined them with indigenous style to form a newer generation of dance in the era of Islam. The adoption of Persian and Arab musical instruments such as rebana, tambur, and gendang drum that has become the main instrument in Islamic dance, as well as chant that often quotes Islamic chants.
Hai, lancang kuning berlayar malam, lancang kuning berlayar malam, lancang kuning berlayar malam, lancang kuning berlayar malam.
The dances in Indonesia reflects its diverse and long history. Several royal houses, the istanas and kratons, still survive in some parts of Indonesia and become the haven of cultural conservation. The royal patronage of arts and culture is often encouraged by the police institution as the guardian of their traditions. The Balinese court tradition also evident in Balinese and Malay court, which usually, just like Java, impose refinement and prestige. Sumatran Malay courtly culture, such as the Remnant of Aceh Sultanate, Delhi Sultanate, North Sumatra, and South Sumatra Sultanate, are more influenced by Islamic culture, while Java and Bali are more deeply rooted in their Hindu-Buddhist heritage. The Palembang dance of Gending Sriwijaya, for example, still demonstrating the Hindu-Buddhist elements of gold ornaments. But compared to its Javanese counterpart, it's rendered in more covered and modest costume, Asan Gede. The dance in Indonesia demonstrates the social complexity and the social stratification of its people. It often reflects the social class and also degree of refinement. According to its pattern, the folk dance were developed and fostered by common people, either in the village or in the cities, in contrast of court dance that is developed through royal patronage. The Javanese Ronggang and Sundanese Jaipongan, the fine example of these common folk dance traditions. Both are social dances that are more for entertainment purpose than rituals. It often display movements that are considered inappropriate, refined courtly dance. As a result, the common folk dance were often mistakenly deemed too erratic or even too crude for court standards. However, this tradition is alive and well in contemporary Indonesia since it is popular and supported by its people. Certain traditional folk dance has been developed into mass dance with simple but structured steps and movements, such as Poco-Poco dance from Minahasa, North Sulawesi, and Sajojo dance from Papua. The art schools in Indonesia, such as Sekolah Tinggi, Seni Indonesia STSI in Bandung, Institut Kesenian Jakarta, Institut Seni Indonesia, Denpasar, Yogyakarta, and Surakarta. All are fostering and encouraging their students to explore the dance traditions in Indonesia. Okay, thank you so much for your attention. I hope this explanation about Indonesian culture dance can attract you to come to Indonesia. Thank you so much for your attention. See you on the next video.